Hello and welcome back to another episode of Around the Pitch alongside Taci Batista, Francesco Porzio. I'm Aaron Burnell.
Hello.
What a World Cup we have had so far. We don't want to waste any time. The group stages are over. The knockouts have begun. How are we feeling?
Well, I can say that I just watched Brazil play against Japan and I almost had a heart attack. I had like maybe two caipirinhas to calm my nerves down during the game, and it didn't help, but we survived.
Yeah, I mean, I think was an exciting game to watch, especially the end. I wasn't surprised about Japan. I think we talked also about last time that they were a strong team and they showed that they were capable of playing against a strong team like Brazil. And then, of course, Brazil have this magic manager that makes things different, and he showed it once again.
Oh, he's Italian, right, Francesco?
Exactly.
The magic of Italian coach.
No, I think his biggest strength is the one that he believes really on the players, and Casemiro was arguably the worst player on the pitch in the first half, and he decided to didn't replace him. And then also the same, there were some doubts about Martinelli and scored the key goal. So I think it's what Ancelotti showed in all his career, especially in the last years at Real Madrid, and that's why he is considered one of the best managers in the world at the end.
Sure. Thank God for him. Aaron, sorry, you cut off for a second.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. You're back. Sorry, my connection cut out. I can hear you, but I can't see you well.
Oh, that's okay.
I think that's okay. Until we can hear you, that's fine.
Perfect. Okay.
Keep going.
Yes. So I didn't hear any of what you said, Francesco. So my apologies.
Okay.
We're picking back up.
He was just praising Ancelotti and all the amazing things that he does. His magic.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about Ancelotti and the calmness that he brings. There's as the kids say, there's an aura about Carlo that I think I'm excited to see what Brazil can continue to do in these knockout rounds. I was quite surprised by the test that South Africa put up for Canada. The South African team obviously very good, and I'm familiar with the center back Mbokazi, just due to his time in MLS, and I know he's had a strong start to life here in America as well. So very interested to see how Canada do in this next round, and I'm very excited, obviously, for the next host country, next host countries, USA and Mexico, for their matches. I think, Taci, you can speak to this as well. The energy that you're seeing around is like World Cup fever is truly here.
Yes, and it's been so exciting to see the US really get excited about the World Cup and actually making them go to the next round, make them really through believe the team. And it's also really exciting to see US I think that's going to be the biggest test for them. Bosnia was the one that took Italy out. So we'll see a great test to see what they do next after they go through against USA. And I think that would be biggest the fight for the country, the host countries, right? So Mexico also having a great season so far. We'll see what they do. And I would love to play Mexico and Brazil in one of the matchups coming up. If we can survive one of the next rounds up, I would love to see the row in person. I'm trying to get tickets, but 2,000 a ticket is really, really hard to get to the next game Sunday in New York City. But I would love to see Brazil and Mexico at one point. It would be a hell of a match.
Absolutely. And I think, our next matchup will be Germany-Paraguay, and then we'll close out today's slate with the Dutch taking on Morocco. Obviously, a lot of interesting matchups. Do you all have any predictions for any major upsets? We almost saw one, obviously, with Japan and Brazil, but do you think there will be any that we see in this round?
What do you think, Francesco?
It's difficult to say. I think for sure. I'm interested to see, especially the teams that didn't perform well in the group stage, if they will be able to twist their World Cup campaign. I think there were so many expectations about Spain, Portugal, of course, and I think they were a bit struggling. And then, of course, whoever will lose between Morocco and Netherlands will be an upset, because I was expecting them to be, both of them, at least in the top 8 in the
Yes.
quarterfinals of this World Cup. So, and then I will be careful for the United States against Bosnia. So because I think there is, I'm confident the United States can bring it home, but they're a tough team, and I think they shouldn't underestimate them.
No, they shouldn't. And it's so funny because I saw a lot of people even saying about France and how, like their amazing team, right? What they did, Dembele, like amazing game. Like you can't say about France right now. They're flying, right? Like it's so fun to watch them playing. But again, a lot of people are talking about the arrogance of like the winning teams. And I actually, in this World Cup, like it has been proven that you can be arrogant in any place, in any games, right? Like we see Vozinha making now against Argentina, and you're like, please, Argentina, stop Messi, as any Brazilians calling right now. But we know it's going to be a tough call for Vozinha. But and honestly, that's the fun of the World Cup. Like any match, like can surprise, right? Like you and actually a crazy team that never made it. So I think like that's the greatest upset so far. Of course, like we expected more of Brazil, we expect more of Portugal last game. They didn't do a good job, right, versus Colombia. But let's give credit to Colombia. What an amazing match by James and Rodriguez, and and Diogo. He saved Portugal, and Vega. No one talked about him, but like the man, he deserved that. Every ball he was there stopping Colombia. But like we talked about, like people expect Ronaldo to match it, but like to match Messi. But like again, you can match the games. They're different weights. Colombia and Portugal is completely different than Argentina and Jordan, right? Like we can compare the teams. So it would be really interesting to say. And Norway, I was surprised by the result against France. I expected like a little closer results than what happened. But again, France is an amazing team.
Yeah, I wish that Norway.
To be fair, they play with all the second lines. So, like, I think it was a bit of they're trying to look at the big picture. I think I understand what Norway did. I mean, we were all disappointed not to see Erling Haaland playing and Martin Odegaard as well. But at the end of the day, they are the first World Cup in almost 3 years, and then they know they have the potential to be a candidate for, again, top 8, something like that, even semifinals potentially. I don't know. It would be tough, but they have the potential. I think they are a strong team. So I understand why they did it. They opted to keep the best players for when it counts, rather than when everyone is looking at them. So I think it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. As a fan, obviously, a bit disappointed. Obviously, it's a World Cup. We want to see stars facing off against other stars, but I do understand the perspective, and obviously, it is important to get minutes as well for those players who didn't get an opportunity to play so much in those first 2 matches.
I did want to bring up.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up, like, and hear you guys about the VAR, right? Like all those videos, like replays. Like we had some really controversial ones. We had one versus like Portugal and Colombia. We had some versus Argentina in the beginning, one of the first matches, and a lot of people complain about Messi getting a red card. What are your thoughts on VAR so far? We had some really weird, controversial plays right there.
I don't know. Aaron, you want to start?
Yeah, I think
it's
tough. Yeah, it's a tough question. Yeah, it's a tough question. I think like overall, these close offsides. Like I think back to was it Davinson Sanchez from Colombia against Portugal, where he was offsides by maybe just
shoe size.
I think if he was half a shoe size smaller, I think he would have been onside. But I think it goes both ways, like if you are Colombian, you're going to hate it. If you're Portugal, and had they gone on to win it, I could easily see why you would be shouting, oh, well, VAR did its job. I do wonder if maybe there is room for us to kind of tweak the offsides law in a bit, because, for example, defenders are always going to be, leading away from net, and your forwards are always going to be heading towards it. I think Arsene Wenger proposed that, I think was if a player is fully behind the last defender is I believe the rule that he proposed. I don't know if I would love the fully offsides, because I think, obviously it will result in more goals being scored, but I do think there is something to be said about the art of timing your run to make sure that you are onside. But when a player is offside, sometimes you see a player offsides by his shoulder. I don't love that, because it's like the arm and the shoulder, the player can't score with it. I do understand when a player's, a foot offsides or their head is leaning offsides, some of these things, but yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know, Francesco, maybe you can put it more eloquently.
No, I'm more open to it, because when it's something that is not subjective, I think this is where the technology can help the game to improve. I know sometimes it's really weird and annoying to see like a millimeter in offside, and it doesn't make sense, because we're used to the old days. But if you think about other sports, in tennis, for example, it's always been like that in the last years since the technology came in. So, and nobody ever complained about it, because it's black or white. So there's no like gray zone there that you can complain about. So I think that it's something that technology can improve the game at the end. And if that happens, I'm okay with that. I'm less okay when technology like VAR is subjective. So sometimes the referees inside the VAR room, they try to, let's say, change the direction of the game, because they see things in another way of the referee. Sometimes when the VAR started, they told us that the referee was the one making the last call. It hasn't been the case in the last years.
No.
It's not like that. It's the VAR room who decides if it's a foul, if it's an offside, if it's a penalty or something like that, or a red card. So that's where I think things can improve.
Yeah, I think growing up watching like Ronaldo play and some of those players, and it took a little bit of the fun. Like I feel like today they score and they look back. Was it goal? Can I score? Can I celebrate it? Like, okay, like Vini Jr. is one example. Like there was a total hat trick and they canceled. But again, that's just one of like the controversial plays that happened during the World Cup. But it's fine. Vini Jr. is amazing. And we had like other wonderful plays and other very controversial ones. But again, technology is supposed to help us. But as always, pros and cons, right, to every play. And again, it's very, very difficult to mention like how impactful it's been. But like some of the matches more than others, maybe they should revise who they bring into those rooms, because the outcome has been questionable.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aaron, I threw you off with your script.
No. I was going to say, I agree as well. Like, I think, for example, with the things that are subjective, it is a bit tough. Like, and at the end of the day, when you slow anything down and then you sit there and look at a freeze frame of it, it always will look worse. Like, for example, you mentioned Messi's potential red card. When I saw it live, I thought, okay, a bit clumsy, probably just the yellow card. I was surprised he didn't even get. I was surprised he didn't get any booking for it.
Yes.
I didn't think immediately red card. Then when they slowed it down and you see the freeze frame and he's stamping on his ankle, okay, must be a red card. But these things happen, and so that's the part of it that does get tough. I agree. Maybe it's best for our things like offsides or violent conduct that the referee may miss. Sometimes on a corner, players are kind of jostling for position. Somebody might throw an elbow. Those types of things. I do love to see it, but sometimes, especially when there's a hard tackle, in real time it might look tough, but it doesn't look this was violent or anything along those lines. And then when we slow it down and we see it looks super violent and all of this, I don't love that part. But yeah, it's a part of the game. It's here to stay. I don't want to sound like that old man. But sorry, go ahead, Taci.
No, go ahead. What predictions? What are we seeing in the next games, guys? Like Germany and Morocco. What are we seeing? Netherlands. What are we seeing going to the next phase? What are you guys' predictions?
I think Germany, and I'm gonna say Morocco.
Morocco. I'm totally hoping Netherlands.
No, because I think we have to praise the African teams here. 9 out of 10 from the group stages. That it's remarkable here, because over the last World Cups we had some disappointments. Maybe we were a part of Morocco in 22, which was incredible. Over the last 2 decades, there were some opportunities that were not actually, they didn't go through. But I think this year, this summer, we are seeing something that can really make history and can change things also for the future, because 9 teams out of 10, it's a lot. And it's really showing that it's improving a lot, and there are some great managers also there, great players. We see players right now opting to choose a team, an African team rather than others, maybe more competitive, and that's something it's good for the game at the end. So maybe in the past wasn't the case, and right now we're seeing more example of that, and that's, I think, really, really important.
It really is. Morocco has been doing an amazing campaign, and it is Congo, right?
That's who I was going to pick. That would be my my surprise pick. I as much as I love watching the English national team play, I don't believe in them this much in this group. Obviously, Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane are always capable of giving you those moments of magic, which I think they have ridden throughout this tournament. But ultimately, I think the Congolese can defend and can cause them some problems. If Congo score first, I think it might be we might see England go out in the round of 32, which is the British press. I hope that the players will take a couple of days off of social media if that does happen, because it will not look very pretty. Just as obviously, I think there are probably two countries where representing them means just a little bit. You have a little bit more pressure than other countries, and I think that those two are Brazil and England are probably the two where you're going to face different levels of scrutiny when representing your country.
It's so funny because my dad was giving. We went to a bar to watch the game today, Brazil play, and they really recorded 2 interviews. One of them losing, one of them winning. I was like, "What is this journalism? It's not a fit. It's not the raw emotion anymore. They literally fight for the worst and the best." But yes, and it's really, I love seeing the African teams because, again, the underdogs, right? No one thought they would make it, and they've been deserving for so long. As Francesco said, Morocco has such a strong team for so long, and they deserve to make it farther. As much as I really think it's going to be hard to pass the Netherlands. They flying this tournament too, and but again, I would love to be surprised. I would love to see Morocco with them as much as they tied with us. I think they deserve all the praise. They have a very strong team. So,
Francesco, you were going to say something.
Yes, I try to remember what I wanted to say here.
Sorry, Francesco. Sorry.
I completely forgot.
Sorry, Francesco.
No,
it's okay. No problem.
Another one of the African sides I was going to say, I think has a good chance at advancing through this round is Senegal. I think that I saw them in person, and there were lots of moments where I could see the quality, against France. But I think against Belgium, I think they'll have a much better chance of advancing against Belgium. I really haven't been overly impressed with this Belgian team, but but we'll see.
Absolutely. Yeah. And now I remember what I wanted to say before, so I just conclude this. I will say that they also have ahead, there is a completely different scenario for the upcoming fixtures, because you were mentioning that the pressure that there is on Brazil, for example, on this team, on England as well.
Mm-hmm.
Argentina on the other side also that has a lot of pressure, also because they are the current champions. They have a very easy path to the semifinals. Mm-hmm. So I think that's also a factor. And so that's what I wanted to say, so that I didn't miss it.
Yeah, no, I forgot to mention Argentina as well. Anytime also as well. First of all, Argentina is a football mad country, and then secondly, when you play alongside Lionel Messi and any team, expectations are nice. So
and talking about Belgium, I said also last time here that it's a disappointment, but I'm not too surprised at the end, because this is a team that changed the coach in the 3 times the last 5 years. They did the golden generation, never really convinced the international stage. Yes, they were top in the ranking for so many years, but without winning anything basically. So the disappointment doesn't start today. I think this is a team that didn't show what was the potential, and maybe we all overestimate them.
And I think the same thing happened to Uruguay, right? Like, it was sad to see the pressure of they've been having issues in the locker room with the coach, the pressure, and the team itself, even flying home after they got eliminated. There are some people saying that they will have to pay off the pockets, the flying home. It was like, really, really, come on. They gave their best. It's not their fault that things went the way they went. Like, it's really sad to see, teams getting, disqualified and had to deal with all this pressure from media and from their countries back home. But it's part of the World Cup fun, right? Like, it's a high pressure. And I really felt like, as much as Brazil passed, like, I really hope we didn't have to face them. I love Japan, and I think I wish they made it farther, but not against Brazil. So I'm really grateful that we passed, but it's going to be tough, round of 16. I'm not going to lie. Like, Brazil going to have to find space where they haven't been able to find this game. So see how that goes.
Yeah, I was excited to see Endrick as well. I thought
Yes.
I didn't know if maybe Carlo Ancelotti didn't rate him enough, but I was quite surprised that he got a nice 45-minute cameo in today. Speaking of pressure, last one for you all. The Golden Boot race we have a fantastic Golden Boot race so far. Who do you all predict will finish the tournament as the top scorer?
I'm going with Lionel Messi because of as I was mentioning, the path that Argentina have ahead. It's easier than the others, the one they're playing. Like, because, for example, Kylian Mbappé has a more challenging one. Even if he's scoring every single game, Ousmane Dembélé also have to be part of this topic, because despite not scoring in the opener, he scored 3 goals in the last match. So I think he's in there in the contention. But Lionel Messi, even if when he wasn't supposed to play, he scored an incredible free kick. So he's the favorite right now.
Absolutely. And of course, like, everybody points to Messi, as they should, because of course they've been scoring every game, even though, as Francesco said, they've been having a lot of easier ride than every other team for sure. And they will have until the semifinal. But I really hope, again, I'm just a hopeful dreamer that Vini has been doing a fantastic campaign. Today didn't find as much space, he didn't score, but I'm hoping that he will get the deserved recognition that, he's an amazing player. He can make the difference any game. But he didn't make today, Bob.
He almost did. He drew a very good save out of Suzuki.
That was a great play. Too bad he didn't score.
Yeah, it's funny you all mentioned specifically Francesco mentioning Messi going into this tournament. I knew Messi would obviously be in the conversation. It's Messi at the end of the day. However, I didn't think he would win it. My pick was Mbappe going into the tournament. And now I think I'm going to have to make that switch and unfortunately say that it will be Lionel's a golden boot to lose at this rate. Just as you mentioned, the easier path for them is it's hard for me to not see him scoring maybe multiple goals in every match up until the semifinals. So yeah, I guess we'll see. It's a fascinating race though. I think in terms of superstars and superstars delivering, this World Cup has really had that, with Messi, Mbappe, Dembele, Haaland. They've all performed really well, so it's been very exciting to see.
It's fun.
But we will see as the matches continue to kick off. I think that is all. If you have been with us this long, we appreciate you all. We will see you all next time on Around the Pitch.
Bye.